So today I am in the village of Biddestone in Wiltshire because I come here quite often for walks. It's a really beautiful village with really lovely countryside, and at the moment it is blackberry season in England, so the hedgerows are filled with blackberries, and it is wonderful because on the walks I basically am provided with a constant flow of snacks and I just walk along picking the blackberries and eating them. And today I thought I would come with a big box and fill it up with blackberries to make some blackberry jam, because it's a tradition in my family to make blackberry jam every year with wild blackberries, and it is prime blackberry season, so it's easy to fill up a box very quickly with blackberries, and that's what I'm going to do today. And I'll show you how I do it, so let's go. When I'm picking blackberries, I always can't help but eat as many as I'm putting into the box because they're just so delicious, and I feel like there's nothing better than fresh fruit. Like when you pick it straight off the tree, it's just so sweet and so delicious. So I'm literally just probably eating as much as I put in the box, but it's okay because the box is already full, so it's fine. So good. You see all of those amazing blackberries up there. I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but there's so many really high up, and it's annoying because when I pick blackberries, the best ones, like the massive branches and there's so many juicy blackberries, are always out of reach. I don't know if it's because people can't get them, so that's where they're still left, because obviously if people can't reach them, there'll be loads of them there. But it's really frustrating because the lower branches are always empty. So my box is already reaching its limit. I feel like I have as many blackberries as I can fit in here. So yeah, I'm ready to go and make some jam. So I am back home now, and it's actually another day, which is why I'm wearing different clothes, because on the day when I went to pick blackberries I didn't get time to make the jam. It got dark and I thought I'm not going to film when it's dark, I'll wait for the next day. So I'm going to make the jam today, and as you can see it was a really successful walk because I have a full pot of blackberries, and they're so sweet and delicious, and I can't wait to turn this into jam. And I mean, despite it being a big pot, this will probably only make a few jars because you need a lot of fruit to make jam. However, every time we go on a walk, I always, pick up a box or two, and that way I can make a few batches and have a little collection of jars and save them for special occasions like special breakfasts, or to have on scones, or whenever I feel like it's the right time to use it, then I will. But it's always really special to have homemade blackberry jam with wild blackberries. Also, picking blackberries from wild hedgerows is very sustainable because there's literally 0 food miles and picking it straight off the bush. And as I was walking, so many of the fruit was already rotting on the bushes. So, I mean, obviously I don't pick all of it because you want to leave some for birds and other animals that eat that as well. However, they were all rotting, so I feel like it's a good way to use the fruit, use the natural resources that I find on my walks, and make something delicious with it. So I'll show you how I do it. Also, I just want to talk about this sweatshirt because it's really cute. I got it recently from Sweaty Betty, which is like a sportswear brand, and it's actually like the softest, coziest thing. I've been wearing it almost every day because it's like a cloud. The material is just incredible. Also, a bonus is that the sleeves, when you open them up, have a hole for your thumb to go through. So this is like the ultimate cozy sweater to wear in autumn as it's getting colder, and I am basically walking around the house with fluffy socks and a fluffy blanket around my shoulders all the time because it's just freezing. Today's actually the first day of autumn. It's the 22nd of September when I'm filming this, and it is freezing in England. So I'm very grateful for this jumper that I got recently. Also, I just think that the cut is really lovely because it's a really nice length. Like, it's a little bit cropped, and it's got an elastic band around the waist, so it just is a really flattering look. But yeah, that's what I've been wearing at home all the time. But yes, I'm going to put an apron on so that I don't get this dirty because blackberries are very staining and I do not want to ruin my new sweater. And then I'll start making the jam. Okay, this is really annoying because I've been trying to film for a while now, and I don't know if you can hear this noise in the background, but someone is cutting the grass outside. And it's so loud, I feel like you can't hear anything I'm saying, so I'm just sitting here waiting for the person to stop cutting the grass, but they've been going for a while now. The realities of filming. Okay, they've stopped cutting the grass, so hopefully, fingers crossed now, it'll be a bit quieter. But before I start making the jam, I also want to show you something very autumnal, because speaking of autumn, I've also updated the flowers in the windows at the front of my apartment, so I'll show you the autumnal flowers that I got. So I got this little pack that came with 3 different coloured flowers, which are the same in the other window as well. So I've got orange, yellow, red, and it's mirrored on the other side. And I just think it's really cute because it adds some autumnal colour to the window. And yes, I think it's just nice to update the flowers through the seasons, and I'm very happy with how they look. For a while the buds were all closed, but they've just started to all open up and they're already looking so beautiful. It just adds that pop of colour and I love them. Anyway, back to the jam. So like I said, I have my big pot with blackberries, and what I'll do is just put the hob on and so it starts to heat up, and put some sugar in. I don't like to put too much sugar because I just don't want a very sweet jam. I mean, it's down to personal preference, so there's not really a rule of how much to put. I normally start by just sprinkling some over the top. Since I've got quite a lot in here, I'll probably put 2 tablespoons in, and then leave that to cook. And just mix it regularly with a spoon, and then I'll taste it once it's kind of started to soften and berries are going mushy and it basically looks like jam, then you know it's ready. I haven't like read up a recipe or anything, I just kind of tried to make it and it worked out like that. So yes, I'm going to cook it like that and show you the progress as it goes on, but I'll taste it when it gets to the stage where it starts to look ready and see if it's sweet enough or not, because it also depends on the blackberries. Sometimes some places where I go to pick them, they're just really sweet and you literally don't need to add much sugar at all, and sometimes they're very sour, so you want to balance that out with more sugar. But yes, that's all you have to do. It's as easy as that. Also, I'm just going to quickly say as well, when you go to pick blackberries, be careful for the thorns, because I have a massive cut on my hand here, which is starting to heal now because, like I said, I cut it yesterday, but I scratched it on a really big thorn. So just be careful because the bushes are spiky. And I just also kept getting my clothes caught in it, so don't wear something really precious because you'll either get it stained with blackberry juice or rip it with thorns. So, because like I said when I was on the walk, the blackberries always seem to be in the hardest to reach place. So I'm always climbing into the hedges to look for them, but it's fun. It's an experience anyway. So it's coming up to the start of uni soon, and I'm already feeling stressed. I haven't even started yet, but I'm starting to get emails saying we have to get into groups for the project. I don't even know what the project is going to be yet because they always keep it a secret until they do a big presentation where they reveal the project. And because, well, I don't know, maybe I've got new viewers who aren't aware, but I study architecture at university. I'm going into my 4th year, which is the last year of the bachelor's degree at the University of Bath. and I'm looking forward to getting the last year over and done with, because I know this summer I'll have my graduation, and you know, it's like an exciting year. But I'm very stressed because the way it works at Bath is that the first 3 years you only need to get a good enough grade to pass, and then if you pass you can carry on to the next year, but it's the 4th year, the final year, where the grade counts towards your degree. So it's going to be stressful making sure I get a good grade. I mean, I'm trying to stay calm because I know it'll be fine, and I just have to, you know, try my best, and what happens happens, but it's very stressful knowing that it's coming and starting to get, you know, the information about what days I'm having what units and lectures and things like that. So it's making me stressed. But something else that's really exciting is that, well, I don't know as well how long you guys have been following me, but I did an exchange in Paris, and one of the girls that I met there, who is now a really good friend of mine, who was in my project class, is actually coming to Bath this semester for an exchange, so she's going to be here. So it's like the tables have turned, and instead of me being in Paris, she's coming here, so it's going to be a lot of fun to show her around the university and to have her here with me. It'll be really nice. But I'm nervous about the start of uni. This is the problem with the end of summer, because summer is my favourite season. I love travelling, I love the hot weather and like the clothes you can wear and just the happy vibes in summer. Whereas now that it's autumn, I'm just starting to feel nostalgic already because the weather's awful, stress is starting with uni, and it's just the end of the good times. I mean, obviously I know that there'll be fun things to do in autumn as well, because autumn is a beautiful season, and I love to go, for example, Westonbirt Arboretum, which is not far from Bath, where they have beautiful trees that go all different shades of red and orange and yellow, and it's amazing to walk around, and there's lots of, you know, lovely autumnal activities to do. But still, I'm feeling nostalgic. Who else loves summer the best? Let me know, because I'm sure it's not just me who goes affected by the change of seasons. So I'm just going to show you the progress, because as you can see, there's lots of water that's forming because the juice is coming out of blackberries and they're starting to get mushy. So I'm just going to leave them a bit longer, but they are starting to get there. So you're going to have to excuse my workout clothes, but I was exercising while I was waiting for the jam to cook. But I think it's ready now because the texture looks really good. I'm just going to try it now to see if it's sweet enough, because I added the 2 tablespoons of sugar, but I'm not sure if that's enough for the amount of jam. So, you know what, I think that's perfect actually. That's really good because it's not too sweet. I don't want a jam that's too sweet, but you can still get the flavour of the blackberries, and it's the perfect amount of sweetness. And I'll just show you a bit closer up what the texture looks like so you know what you're looking for. So as you can see, the liquid is all evaporated, so it's not too liquidy, there's still a bit, but that will set into a nice jam when it goes into the jars, and the blackberries are all mushy. And there are quite a few big lumps of fruit, but I think it's good enough because it's quite nice to have a thick fruity jam, so it's perfect. What I've done is I've prepared some jars. I always save jars from jams that I've bought in shops and things like that, so that I can sterilise them and then use them to put the jam into. So I've prepared them and already sterilised them, and I have one of these, which is basically like a funnel to put the jam into the jars, because from previous experience where it's gone everywhere, it's much easier to use one of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the jam straight in. Into the jars while it was still hot. Actually, it's really hot. I should really be holding that. Basically, the heat will make, when it cools down, it will make the jars compress inside, and the lid will go down, and you hear a big pop when that happens, and that means that they've been conserved correctly, so they'll stay fresh in the jar, and you can keep them for a long time. I mean, I normally get through them quite quickly anyway, so don't have to worry about them going off because I'll just eat them very soon. But yes, that means that I can keep them in the cupboard and have a delicious jam and enjoy the blackberries long past the season, because they don't last long on the hedges, so it's nice to keep them this way. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you liked the jam tutorial and joining me as I searched for blackberries in the countryside. If you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel to join me on more adventures around the English countryside, and I will see you next time. Bye!